I want to be 30. 30 and flirty and thriving.
Actually,
It's more like
30 hurting and crying.
Can I run away with you? I wanna get lost in love, baby. To all those pretty girls. This one's for you. This one's for you.
Hello. Welcome back. This is 30 Hurting and Crying. I'm Helly.
And I'm B.
So I have B here with me today. Karina wasn't feeling well today. So luckily Bianca had spent the night. So she was with me. And there was actually a topic that I did want to talk about because I had asked Karina about it. And it kind of works out because B's here. And I had asked her about it too.
Yes.
Because there's like okay. Happy Wednesday, guys.
Happy Wednesday.
Happy hump day. It's the middle of the week. I think I just got a little too excited about the subject because I really do. I have my own theories about it, you know?
You've been excited for it pretty much most of the morning. So understandable.
It was really interesting to me when I first heard about it. And I heard about it like months ago. And then actually, I think if you guys haven't checked out White Noise with the guys, Visual House Studios, check it out. But Joel had actually brought up the GATE program.
Yes.
And he touched on it a little bit. And I was like, actually, I heard about the conspiracy theory about the GATE program, right?
I've heard a few.
Okay. So, but I was a part of the GATE program.
Same.
And so I was like, so I had texted Karina because I was like, hey, like, do you remember the GATE program? And she was like, yeah. And then, but she was like, I wasn't a part of it. And I was like, like, it gives me, like, I have a different perspective because I was a part of it. Right.
Yeah.
So the conspiracy theory is that, like, this program was supposed to be something that enriched the lives of gifted and talented students.
Yes. Usually, like, I think around elementary age is when you go for testing.
Yeah. So, okay.
Yes.
So, and they take you into like a separate room.
So I'm not like very clear in all of my memories about it. I remember going for a test, but I believe it's because like your teacher had to kind of like nominate you.
So
It was some kind. I don't know. It was
I
some
don't
kind of test.
remember.
I don't remember if the whole class took it or if it was just like a select few.
What I remember, and because I remember, and it was jogging it when I was listening to the podcast. So who knows how true this is? You know, your memory is a little shoddy. At best, and that's like just scientifically true, you know what I mean? Yeah.
Yes.
So like I remember the classroom that we were in, I think when we were in 3rd grade, it was connected to another classroom with like a hall, and there was a bathroom in between that, like both classrooms. Yeah. Am I wrong?
I remember her having like a large classroom.
There was like in the back of the classroom, there was another closet. And if you went through that closet, you could access.
Okay. Yeah. Cause there was like a bathroom and something else.
A
like
room.
A storage
a
closet.
room.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah. That's
So that's
like reading comprehension.
That's where we went for the GATE testing.
Okay.
At least that's what I remember. Because like, so I was like, wait a second. So when you would walk in the back of that classroom, there was like a door. And when you opened it, it was a little hall that had the bathroom like on the left-hand side and on the right-hand side. My left and right, I'm horrible with them. People that know me know this. So it was on the right-hand side.
You're still doing it too.
Jesus.
You got to get those tattoos.
And look, I am very like masculine in a lot of things, but directions, I'm a woman to the core. So on the right hand side was the bathroom, and on the left hand side
I'm good with directions, just saying.
She's
Don't
usually the
generalize.
navigator. Jokes, guys, jokes. Anyways, but there was that storage room. And one thing that at least the podcast I listened to that was talking about this conspiracy theory, just so I'm not giving them credit where it's due. What was it? It was theories of the third kind, I think is what it's called. And they had an episode about the GATE program, but specifically most people say that they went and tested in a room that had no windows. So it was like there was no windows in the room. And it was one-on-one. So like there was nobody else. And it was usually some kind of hearing test, or they would give you problems that you had to solve. And it was like either like a comprehension problem. That's why you're like, we used to go there and do reading comprehension.
I'm like, hold up. Because I feel like I never really
But it was comprehension things like. So that's the conspiracy. So that's the conspiracy theory is like there was all these different tests, but that podcast went into more detail that like there was other kids that were a part of this GATE program that went even further than that. Like past the testing, you were invited to a camp. I was never invited to a camp. So I don't know how far that goes. I just remember like them telling mom that we were a part of the GATE program, and it was like gifted advanced something education.
It's gifted and talented education.
Gifted and talented education, right? Mm-hmm. I think that was just their way of saying that we were, I don't want to say autistic, but like neurodivergent in some way. I think they were testing to see the people that just happened to be on a spectrum. You know what I mean? And that you thought a little bit differently, or the way your mind worked out problems was different than what was considered normal in that time. That's my theory.
I can see that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I was like, GATE program, and like supposedly it was supposed to be something that like enriched your life. But there's a lot of people that will say, like, again, that same podcast, they're like, but my life was never enriched. Like like I'm not doing good in life.
I feel like I don't know how I feel about that aspect of it. I do think that like if it was meant to enrich your life, then by all means it probably did, depending on which part of the testing you were good at. Because a lot of the testing that's done in schools in general is just like it's for like
it's
a
standardized.
There you go. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Standardized testing. It's meant, for a one size fits all.
Yeah.
And one
that's
size
not
does
how
not
we're,
fit all,
yeah.
especially when it comes to education. And I think the GATE program could have been something that was to kind of find what you were good at versus what you weren't as good at, and then focus on what you were good at to give you a better idea of like where you could take your education that would further you like the most. Mm-hmm. And I think depending on what you actually kind of did in school that you focused on, it could have enriched people's lives. I don't know. I was always like the reader.
So that was the conspiracy, is that there's people, like, I don't know what the percentage is, but basically there's people that were in the GATE program that like went to these camps and went further along in this program, and they're like way good in life. They're like established in government positions and like, lawyers, and they've done very well for themselves. And then the people that didn't get to these points of like the GATE program or weren't invited to this aspect of it, like they're not doing great in life, or they didn't get the same like great opportunities weren't given to them, or that's what the conspiracy is. You know what I mean? As
somebody who works, with neurodivergent like children, I am a huge proponent of early, like Head Start, any sort of therapies or education, like for yourself or for your child.
I think you also have to kind of explain what you do for work.
Oh, I was an RBT, a registered behavior therapist. Currently, I'm a behavioral class aide with a third party agency for SFUSD. But
So you work a lot with like,
kids. So the classroom that I'm in right now is autism focused. The original company that I was with that I got the licensing through was Autism Learning Partners. So most of the neurodivergence that I've become like educated about and have experience with is children that are on the spectrum, and it ranges. Usually the kiddos that I work with are nonverbal. But I think that when you have neurodivergence, it benefits you to have multiple therapies. And what are you laughing at? Did you bite yourself?
it's not funny
You made a joke.
in my head. Anyways, continue.
Well, now you have to tell it.
Because we both just said, because you said nonverbal. And I was like, you were,
I can draw the correlation.
I'm the asshole. Anyways, go.
Anyways, so I do think that like early therapies and all of that can help, like with behaviors and even like occupational things like holding pencils, doing different things like that. So I could understand how if the GATE program was meant to enrich you, but you didn't go as far as, where other kids are saying that they went, then you didn't reap as much benefits as the person who was benefiting.
Yeah.
So I think that goes into like a whole other part for me of like education in general, and not
I think
having
also the
funds.
services that you're
The
offered
services that are
because
provided at like public schools versus
private schools. Yeah. And even like, I think when you go into different areas, you know what I mean?
So that's actually one thing that I did. I had looked up about the GATE program was, so each state like has a GATE program, and I think the testing for it is very similar, but the way that the states run their actual like programs after the testing is it's individualized. Each state does like different things. I think some of them might be similar, some of them might not. But I have seen people on TikTok as well who talk about like being in the GATE program, and it does get pretty out there with some of the theories.
It does, because
I've seen like something about a mole on your arm.
I have that mole.
I swear, I thought I had the same one. I don't think it's there anymore.
I have it.
Exfoliate.
It's this one right here. I don't know if y'all can see. I don't even know where the camera is at this point, but it's supposed to be
right
here
there.
or on this side of your arm. That's what they say.
Yeah.
And I have one right here too. So I don't know, but I've seen those videos,
Yeah.
and I'm like, oh, I have that mole.
But so
And I was in the GATE program.
But the conspiracy theories can be relatively far fetched because like they'd say, oh,
Do you
if
know
were
what
in the
I
GATE
like
program,
about
you're
him,
a
though?
Starseed, or
What?
yeah, you haven't heard of star seeds?
I don't have
That's
TikTok,
a conspiracy
so-
theory too, but I've seen it on Instagram too, and I think maybe Facebook.
My algorithm.
I was gonna say it might just be my algorithm.
I was gonna say my algorithm ain't working like that right now.
But honestly, it's probably from TikTok because TikTok, once you get into like the conspiracy
it all connects,
part of
too.
TikTok,
Yeah. I've realized that like different platforms, like okay, so for instance, my Facebook Reels used to be a different algorithm for me, and my YouTube was completely different, and then Instagram was completely different, just because it was completely different algorithms.
Yeah.
And I feel like I can tell they're slowly like kind of start. There's little videos that will come on.
They're linking up.
Yeah, and I'm like, no. Nah, we gotta switch this up. I gotta like some random shit on this one. I gotta like some random shit over here. Switch it up. I do, and I have to. I like switching up my algorithm because I don't want to have it be like,
I can understand that because I think that it does get to a point where like
I think you can just spiral into a rabbit hole of things that you enjoy, and you shouldn't always be presented things you enjoy.
Yeah, you did tell me that in order to like grow, you have to go through frustration.
Yeah,
So things you like don't give you any sort of frustration.
No, and you have like, so like, and I don't like doing things I don't like doing. Who does? You know what I mean? But like, I have to actively remind myself, like, I know I don't like it, but I should do it. I have to do it. You know, like, it's not fun, and not liking it is good.
I feel like I wouldn't go so far as to say that for myself, because I feel like if I don't like to do something, I'm gonna find a way for me to like, okay, enjoy
Oh,
it.
trust me, I'm still not playing 13. You
Oh.
know what I mean? Like, there's things I don't like, I'm not gonna do. But like, if it's like going to the gym or things I know are more beneficial to me, switching up the algorithm, putting the phone down every now and then, like, I feel like I have my list of things that I'm like, no, because it's better for me, even though if it's something I want to do. And then like, there's the things where it's like, if you ask me to do something that I don't want to do, like play 13.
Yeah, you'll say I don't want to.
But it's because I'm not good at it. Like, honestly, if I'm being honest with myself, I don't like playing games that I know I'm going to lose. I'm not a good loser, and I'm too competitive for it. So I don't like that game, but it's because I'm not good at it.
I'm not really competitive, but I will agree, because if like I am no good at Mario Kart, and I do not like playing with people who are really good at Mario Kart. I move like with the
Especially because
controller.
they're going to dog you.
Yes, and most of the people that like I end up playing with are all competitive, so it's like
But Charlie's also really good.
he is, and Erica too.
Mm-hmm.
Erica and Steph, you know, they play, and
Mm-hmm.
like a lot of our friends are, you know, cousins, different people around us are like really good at it,
Mm-hmm.
but they dedicated time and effort into like playing it to get good at it, and I just haven't.
Mm-hmm.
So I can't get upset about it, and I know that enough logically, but I'm still upset, and then I don't want to play anymore.
Mm-hmm.
And then it's like, come on, complain. I don't want to.
No, let me throw my tantrum.
Mine is a quiet tantrum, okay? I just get quiet.
It's a quiet anger.
Righteous anger.
Like, you're not going to hear it, but you could feel it. Trust me, I know.
Your spidey senses.
Yeah.
Are tingling.
You're like, is she angry? She's angry.
Like, no, my face just looks like that sometimes. If I'm not smiling, I look mad.
Oh, same. I have RBF for sure. Uh-huh.
So I
So I
always
was
try to be
actually,
smiling.
I'm laughing all the time, but even like, I had so much time, like, I didn't realize you were so angry. And I was like, yeah, I'm a pretty angry person. I think instead of like yelling or anything, I'm like, let's just laugh this shit off, you know?
Honestly, same. But I've told you that I think we're opposites in that respect, because I'm more of a sad girl, and I am okay with it now. I've learned to live with it. I just have to learn how to also deal with my feelings and let people know how I'm feeling. But you're angry and I'm sad, and then when I'm sad, like, I'll let that out. I'm a crier.
Yeah.
When I'm angry, I'll keep it in. When you're angry, you let it out. When you're sad, you keep it in.
Yeah. Yin and yang, girl. Yin and yang. Yeah. I think that's what, like I said, just letting or so many episodes now have been about me just like letting myself feel emotions and be sad.
Let it go.
Like, no, I don't want to be sad. But it is something you have to feel it, you know?
Yeah, and I think that that's part of even becoming like emotionally mature, because emotional maturity comes from you being able to like go through your emotions, experience them, feel them, but also allow like other people in the moments when you need them, because going through your emotions yourself and not really talking to somebody about any of it, I think it holds you back emotionally, and then it's harder for you to be able to like have those emotions, especially like with other people.
I think it makes it hard to connect on a genuine level because you're not saying how you're feeling, you know? And I think it, like, you tend to, I think especially like for me, I'm a people pleaser. So like you tend to be like, oh, I don't want to step on any toes, or I don't want to make someone feel some type of way. So I would rather tamp down how I'm feeling because oh, like that's gonna cause a rift, you know?
Yes.
So let's not do that. But then that causes mayhem inside for you because you're not expressing yourself.
Because
so,
it's not just like a rift. There's also discontentment.
yeah,
from
and then
you.
a disconnect because of that, you know? So I think that there's definitely like it's communicating, you know, and learning how to feel like what that emotion is, you know, because I know for me, for a lot, like I just kind of shove everything down, like don't gotta feel that, right?
Yeah.
Numb, dissociate, right?
Yeah.
And it's a strong tool if used for like the moments you really need it for. But I think when you're doing it because it's just a fallback setting, like it's not always good, you know.
What do you mean?
Like you default to it instead
Default
to just dissociating, not feeling anything, like not allowing the emotions to come in, because it's like, no, just shut that down, close it off, because that hurts. We don't like that.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I think because there is, like, I feel like I would do that relatively often because, like I said, like when I'm feeling angry, I hold it in. And then it's like, but I also don't want, like, so tears are actually just a sign of you feeling your emotions. So even when I'm angry, like I cry. And it frustrated me so much because I used to get so upset that like whoever it was that I was like angry with would think that like
You were sad.
yes.
Yeah.
And it's like, I'm not sad,
I'm
I'm angry.
angry.
And then it's like, you know, sometimes people will want to come hug you, like, you know,
Don't touch me.
I don't wanna
It's
be
gonna make
touched
it
right
worse.
now. Yeah. And then it's like I feel like I'm logical enough to then feel bad about feeling angry because it's like, well, you know, so I had to like even explore that myself. And then now, like when I start to feel angry, I have to think like, is this worth me being angry about? Is this even something that like, you know, like if I choose to be angry about this, this is going to probably ruin like the rest of my day or like a good portion of the time, whatever. XYZ.
Oh yeah. I was given breathing homework.
Breathing helps.
It does.
But I think it's also, for me, it was about identifying like what am I actually feeling? Is this anger or I'm upset about this.
I'm hurt. I'm actually,
this hurt my feelings or, you know, this. And then it just gets to, okay, well, I'm not angry, or, you know, I was angry and then I was hurt and then I was this.
but
and then
anger
I was,
was like the initial,
yes,
it's the reaction.
but then you're overwhelming yourself with like overthinking about how you're feeling. And it's like, okay,
This is
and it's like, okay, you know what, I'm just overwhelmed right now. I need to take some breaths, you know. I feel like that's where I've gotten to when it comes to like my emotions.
Do you think that means that you're on a spectrum?
I don't know.
Because like, so there's also like putting too much logic to your emotions.
That's
like
a
you're
thing?
like you're trying to it's defining like, well, what is this? How does this feel? Like it's almost thinking about it too much. Because I think I can be that way with like how I feel sometimes. I'm like, well, of course I feel that way. But then also like being understanding, well, that person is this. So of course it's going to be like that. And you're constantly going, because I do that all the time, you know, because then I can justify like, well, I feel this way, but then I don't know how their day went. And it could be a random person, but I'm like, well, they might be having a bad day too. And now they're just taking it out on me. So why am I going to be the one to be rude back to them? Of course not. So then I'm just reacting because they were mean to me. And this is my reaction. And I was like, so I can't react back because I don't want to be mean and I don't want to be. And it's like, all of this is within like anxiety, man.
I feel like when it comes to like more external relationships, like with society, the world as a whole, I just fall back into my customer service voice.
Yeah.
I'm like, you know what? If you're upset, I'm so sorry. Like,
But these are still things and emotions that you're going through on a daily basis, whether it's still connections and relations with humanity. Those are still emotions that are coming up that you're having to tamper down because it's unprofessional to react that way, right? If you're in a professional setting, or if you're with friends and your manners are dictating that, hey, that's not how you act in public. There's all these different things that like, you know, like I've told somebody like, you can be an asshole deep down and in reality, right? But because you were raised better, you got manners, You know how to act in public. You know what I mean? If the people who really know you and love you, they could be like, this is a piece of shit asshole right here, but also the most loving person in the world. Because if they meet a stranger, they'll still help them across the street. Why? Because you were raised to do that and to be a good person, you know? I know my mom raised me very well with good morals. Me making wrong choices is on me, not her.
Yeah, actually.
You know what I mean?
No, yeah. We were talking and I told her, I was just like, thank you for loving me unconditionally. And she was like, we're,
You're my daughter.
Yeah, she was like, I'm your mom. Like, you're my daughter. And I was like, thanks. And then Dad, he goes, yeah, sometimes we just got to let you, fall on your face. And then... Or no, it might have been Mom that said it, but it was like that whole conversation. I was like, thank you. And I was like, yeah, sometimes we just gotta let you fall on your face. And I responded with, falling on your face hurts. And then it was like, but you learn your lesson, don't you?
Tough love. Yeah. But I think it's also taking those life lessons, I remember I had asked Mom one time, I was like, how do you look at all your children living their lives and they're making wrong, they're making bad decisions, that's the wrong choice. How do you sit back and just let us do it? And she's like, you have to, at a certain point, you just have to let go. And I was like, you know what? I get that, but I needed to hear it from her. Cause I was like as a mom, how do you just, you're like, oh, don't do that.
But I think at this point, we're in our 30s.
We got to wrap this up.
Yeah. We're in our 30s and
sorry
before
guys,
when you're
dancing on the couch,
when you're first starting out as an adult, 18, right? Your parents, I'm sure, I'm not a parent. I don't know this. I'm just pure anyways, if they see you make a mistake once, okay, they have 5 kids. There's going to be multiple mistakes made by multiple kids, and they're going to try to help when they can or if they can. And then after a while, it's like, you know what? I can't keep giving help when I need, I got to focus on myself.
Control. 30 hurting and crying out. This is gotta adjust. My bladder was in an awkward angle. Anyways.
You also should go if you gotta go.
Yeah, I should. But we're almost done. But yeah, I think that's also the other thing is like you said, having a lot of kids and kind of learning
because I think even people say, I wouldn't say therapists because I'm not 100% sure. I know I've heard it somewhere. People say that you can't help others before you can help yourself or something. You have to help yourself before you can help others.
Yeah, when you go on the airplane and you got to put your mask on before you can help someone else. That's the same concept. Yeah.
And on the planes, same thing. They tell the parents, put yours on first before you put your kids.
Yeah, that's true. So
parallels.
I think it's also just everybody's experience in life is different. So you can only I don't even want to say expect because expectation is the wrong word, but you can only garner the knowledge insofar as what the people you come from know. You know what I mean? So what you're given from your parents or your guardians, the people that have raised you, that knowledge is all that you're given until you go out into the world and attain more experience from mentors or people that you're like, oh, this is a role model for me. Not always the right role models, not always the right mentors. Who you choose is who you choose, right? But who you're choosing to follow and take as this is the example of the life that I want to lead for myself, you're running with that. But you can only take from your parents up to a certain degree, in my opinion, because that's the experience I've had is once you're an adult, you make your decisions, you live your life, and your parents let you fly free and figure it out.
Kick you out the nest.
We didn't get kicked out the nest. Though. Just we were told once you're 18, you're an adult, you make your own decisions. At that point, what can your parent do? You're 18, you make your own life choices. So I think that was our experience. So that's how I see
But I
things.
think even like within society as well, it is, you know, once you're 18, you are an adult. And that's when, even for like legal reasons, you are tried as an adult. It's a harsher punishment. And I think that just learning how to navigate like your life alone and then also like with other people, it takes some doing.
Oh, for sure. But it's also if you want to, because some people are lone wolves and don't want to be with anybody else and do better in life that way. You know, there's other people that need community, and like you establish that, whether it's friends, family, marrying somebody, you know, I think it's all in the definition of how you're going to get that put together. But I think age wise, that brings up a good topic, because 18, you're an adult. You can't drink till 21, but you can join the army at 18. So, and then there's other countries where you can drink at 16. Here we wait till 21. Like the age thing kind of brings up a different thing, because we say 18 is an adult, but like quinceañera in Mexico means you're allowed to get married. So technically, I don't know if there's an age there. I don't know the law. I'm sorry, I'm American, but like, how old do you have to be to get married in Mexico? Most states in the U.S. is 18.
You know what? I think there's actually a few that it's
Like 16, 15, something like that. Yeah.
and then
Middle
with
America.
parents like
With your parents' consent, you can be under certain ages. That's where like child brides come in and things like
Yeah.
that. Yeah. I wasn't going to bring up that topic. I was going to bring up like what age
I was
should
sorry.
be considered adult.
tangent.
Child brides. Jesus.
I was thinking it, but you said it.
Anyway, so next week's topic. We're going to be talking about age. Do you guys agree with the legal drinking age being 21? I think 18. If you can go to war at 18 and buy cigarettes at 18, I think you should be able to drink at 18.
I think you probably shouldn't go to war until you're 21. Uno reversa.
How about them apples? But yeah, so we went into different tangents today, but maybe next week will be age. You guys let us know if you think 21 to drink, 18 to drink.
21 to go to the army instead of 18.
Yeah, because now I got to use the restroom. I'm crossing my legs. I already got it under control once. I'm so sorry, you guys. But
We're in our 30s. When you gotta go, you gotta go.
Yeah, I chugged a whole Celsius. Been trying to stay hydrated. It is what it is. This is what happens. You just got to use the bathroom. My legs are moving. But thank you guys for tuning in. Thank you, B, for coming. Karina, we hope you feel better. Again, it's Wednesday, halfway through the week. Friday's right around the corner. So whether you're listening to this in the morning or in the evening, I hope you have a great day, have had a great day, and continue to have a great rest of your week. Yeah, don't forget to like, share, comment, subscribe, please. Yeah, guys, have a good Wednesday. Bye. Bye.